Hey, this is Briscoe.
And this is Richard.
And we are Dog Stare. And we are coming to you tonight because we're going to share with you a bit of the recording process that we did. We're starting with going back to the first album, It Gets Better. We had recorded that via a Tascam Model 12, which is this guy right here. And so we had used that basically as an interface. The first album has programmed drums on it that Richard programmed in Logic. So we were doing most of the multi-tracking in Logic and then using the Model 12 as an audio interface. But there were times where we were using multiple microphones and stuff. And then it just made it easy to, because this is also a DAW controller. So it does have some limited DAW function that we were using to mix the album. So, but we were very obviously limited on the number of tracks. So if we wanted to record like we're wanting to do now, which is we want to do live drums and then compile the guitar, bass, and vocals on top of that. But this here barely has enough XLR balanced inputs for microphones in the first 8 channels, because for whatever reason, Tascam likes to call it a Model 12, but it only gives you 6 complete balanced inputs. And then here you have a stereo inputs, 2 of them, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the mains are always considered 11, 12. So anyway, with miking a drum kit, which, you know, we've got this drum kit here, which is Richard's practice kit for here down in the basement, but out in the studio, we have a kit that's mic'd up with 9 mics right now. We're getting ready to add a 10th mic to it. So,
yes, in fact, that would be this one right here.
Yeah, which he actually fixed today. He soldered the diaphragm back to the hair thin wires.
Yeah, I kept giving it a haircut. I was kind of sweating it.
And that is the Behringer copy, right?
Yeah, it's the Behringer. It's an SL75C, but it's an SM57 copy.
Yes.
Which is why it's a 75.
I think it sounds great. I think Behringer knocked it out of the park with their 57 copy and their 58 copy, which we have some out in the studio for vocal mics, but we have the 2 different types out there. So anyway.
Anywho, but yeah, so when it came to tracking the album, it wouldn't have really been possible to track real drums into the DAW because
or at least like we're planning on doing it now.
Right. You could only use inputs 1 and 2.
Right.
Remember? You could only use those when tracking into a DAW. So you're not going to mic a kit with 2 microphones. So that was the limitation that we were up against. But now we have a different toy to work with, and we're also not going to be depending on a DAW so much. We're going to be doing that for the mastering phase of the album. However, it's not going to be our primary tool to track the album.
No, and we'll only be going to the DAW unless there's some kind of, thing that we can't do with this process that we're planning on doing it now. Such as like an issue with a track with having to get something corrected or fixed in it, something like that. But
Studio magic.
We're planning on, we're going to record everything dry, and then we're planning on using outboard gear for any of our compression, preampage, and EQing. The other board that we have out here in the proper practice space studio is
right out here.
Right out here.
Here, let me get
where
this.
we practice and we do our lives. So this is the Doghouse Studio. I don't know if August or Richard has given his studio name that we were just in a name, but then I also have another smaller studio. It's a bedroom that I call Studio B. This is Studio A, or the Doghouse Studio.
Bluetooth. Bluetooth is connected.
Bluetooth is connected.
Bluetooth is connected.
So now we are using this live track L20 by Zoom. And as you can see, we've got 16 dedicated balanced inputs. And right now we have, again, 9 mics on here. We've got this ribbon mic, 2 overhead condensers, 57 on the hats, and a 57 on the stand at the snare drum. And it looks like that microphone stand is...
Yeah, you got one on the kick.
Yeah, we got a kick drum on just one of the kicks.
One on each tom. So do the math. It's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, about 9 mics. Yep.
And then we're going to put another one on the bottom of the snare. Try to fatten that sound up with that 57 that Richard fixed today. So, yeah, so this is the kit he plays on when we play our YouTube lives. So, and then again, here is the outboard gear, which is a Behringer 2 preamp right there, and then a compressor limiter de-esser. And then the bottom thing is a 15-band EQ. They're all stereo, so that means that there's an A and a B on each one so that you can run 2 through, which right now we're actually running the snare and the kick into those preamps. And then those preamps are coming out up here to the board. And then, as you can see, marked accordingly. So we're going to actually try to just record everything into this box here and then mix and master without trying to hit the DAW at all. And part of our plan is that this time around, we're going to actually mix out. We're going to play out the stereo main left-right tracks into a cassette deck and then bring that cassette, play it back into either the Zoom or into the DAW at that point to be able to digitize it so we can use it for the website and stuff. So, but it's going to get a touch of that analog, and we'll probably run that through the outboard gear down here, at least the 2 preamp going into the cassette deck. That should really warm it up and give it that analog sound. So, but it'll be applied to the whole mix, which we want anyway. You wouldn't just want 1 or 2 tracks within your mix to be analog, and then
right.
So
you would want it all to be analog.
So hopefully that'll be the glue that makes the song, come all together.
And this thing is great because you can get. We've been able to get 9 drum mics, and we're planning on adding a 10th. So that's going to go in this 10 slot right here. And then we've managed to add...
and then these other ones are,
That's right, because you have your vocals and your guitar. And
right, and then we got overheads here because they group every 4 tracks where you have the ability to give it phantom power. And so this 13, 14, 15, 16 is our phantom power section, which we're taking up 3 of those 4 tracks right now with condenser mics and all condenser mics.
Condenser.
Yeah, because the other one,
we got the GT55 over here, going to be capturing more of a roomy sound from Briscoe's guitar.
So that GT55 FET condenser mic.
Here, you want some light there, Briscoe?
Sure, Richard.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind that.
So
you can see it right there. Yeah. And man, with this, the Zoom, it was one of those things where when we were using the Model 12, and we were also combining it with that little Behringer board for the Phantom.
And also
and the 6 Tuga. So you're running a bunch of boards into it. You're having to use a separate older Behringer board for phantom power, just for 2 microphones. And
And actually, you know what? Pop that cabinet open real quick.
It got convoluted real quick. And it's once you realize that you get a board that can accommodate all this, where you just start filling up the slots fast.
Yep.
I mean, there's only 3 inputs left on that thing, and we're planning on using another one.
Right.
But here's this other board that we were using for a minute there for the overheads, and I guess at one point it would have been used for the G255, but that's where the Zoom came in.
But there was a few channels that were not working, I think, properly. Or
there was something going on with this board where it wasn't picking.
And there was noise.
There was noise. The gain staging was not. Something about the preamps was not working correctly.
And we're getting a lot of like static noise in to the L20, which the L20 has very transparent and pristine preamps. Unlike what some people have said that the Model 12, 16, 20, and Model 2400 series have a vibey kind of preamp section where apparently gives it, I don't know, some kind of flavor or character color.
Right. And with the recording of the first album, we were in a small little room. How many square feet do you think that room was? I mean, it was just a little square.
Well, that one, the studio is that in Tacoma, that was I think a 12 by 10 room.
A little 12 by 10 room. And we were doing our tracking mostly in there. We would also have our guitar amps out in the family room.
Yeah.
And we would.
Well, that's just it. We were using the whole house almost.
Pretty much. And our practice space was that house. I mean, we were
It was cumbersome.
It was tough to accommodate.
Yeah.
All that and try to keep the house as a house. I mean, because it got to a point where it became practically a studio.
Yep. And now you can see we have our own dedicated practice space with full setup.
No distractions.
Room for, and there's our cameras right there that we use for the lives.
Which go check out, by the way.
Yeah, we've been putting up some lives. We plan on continuing to do that until we can get an opportunity to play out at a place, whether I'm, a tavern or who knows.
Who knows?
But we just wanted to let you know that, and good again, go check out It Gets Better by Dogstare. It is at dogstare.com, or we can also be found on streaming platforms. So you can look us up by Dogstare Band or YouTube or YouTube Music.
We are still on Spotify.
And Spotify, yeah. Amazon, Apple Music, we're on all of those. So
yes.
Dogstare Band, if you go to a streaming service, dogstare.com to go to our website. There are samples up on the dogstare.com website, but the full album can be heard on any of those streaming services. And I listened to it again because it's almost a year and a half old, that album.
At this point, yeah.
And so I listened to it the other day on my stereo, and it sounds great. It's a great album, especially playing on an old stereo that I reacquired the speakers for from back when I was in my 20s, which was in the 90s. It's a Fisher system, and the album translated great over that system. So, so we're looking forward to getting this new album out, but taking really a completely different approach to this. We're going more old school with this, where we're just short of having an actual tape machine, whether it's a 1/2 inch or 2 inch reel, Studer or, Ampex machines. We're going straight to SD card in the board, but we're treating it as we're just recording into the console. We're going to just mix with our ears, not get into a DAW to do the mixing, because then I don't want us to get into the whole plug-in fatigue. We've got the outboard gear for the necessity things such as compression, preamp, and EQ. The Zoom can cover us on any reverbs and delays for vocals or even guitars or even the drums. And I'm really impressed with the at least the reverb.
I think the reverb. Which reverb were you using? Was it Hall or vocal reverb?
Well, let's turn it on.
Yeah, go ahead and fire it up.
And then you'll see which ones light up, and it would be under this one, whatever's lit up.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Vocal 1.
Vocal 1 and Spring.
Yep.
Spring reverb.
And
the approach is completely different this time around. I mean, last time I was sitting in my whatever classroom I was in. I'm getting washed out, but I was sitting in whatever classroom. Doesn't matter. I was programming drums at school.
At Lincoln High School
and
in Tacoma.
I was that kid that just went into class and did not pay attention to what the teacher was saying at all. It was just sitting there programming drums
on his MacBook.
They would walk over, and I'd just flip it to a productive tab, something that looks like I'm actually doing something, but I really wasn't. I was programming drums. So
and the drums sound great on the album. So again, go listen to It Gets Better and listen to some of those tracks. That's his programming. But then he's not just a programmer, and that we're going to start playing live. And as we've done 3 lives since we've been here. He's playing the drums in these lives, so he does play drums. So he's not cheating,
which is what I was getting to. But yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Now I actually play the drums. I've been practicing them for what would it be?
Since like early December.
Yeah, something like that.
When your aunt was over here and we played for them, and that's when.
So it's been at least 3 months.
You'd actually been playing a little bit before then too, I think.
A little bit here and there, but now it's been a strong 3 months. And,
at least maybe even 4.
Yeah, so now I'm actually getting into the art of drumming. Not that there isn't an art to programming drums. There's great bands who've programmed their drums. It's just that this project specifically calls for acoustic drums. Good old-fashioned acoustic drums.
Wolfgang Van Halen said he had programmed his drums on one of his earlier albums.
Yeah, there's a ton of bands that program. Cake programs their drums. You got Presidents of the United States of America, Static X. I'm going all over the genres here. So programming drums is not a bad thing. It's just not what this project calls for.
Exactly.
I think the album is still great though.
Yeah.
Regardless.
And his drumming has come along so well that he's starting to not only understand how to play the drums in a song, but he's starting to understand my songs and like what I like and my formulas. And so I can throw him new songs and he seems to pick them up quicker because of the fact that he's starting to become a drummer, basically. I mean, he was playing guitar as the second guitar player in Dog Stare in Tacoma.
And I still play guitar.
Which, again, we've got videos. Look in our history on this channel. You'll see him playing guitar.
I was a guitar player, which I still am. Now I'm a drummer.
So we're kind of doing the 2-piece thing, kind of like Local H.
Local H, White Stripes. There's another, I guess, Chevelle at this point.
Yeah,
at this point, not 2000 Chevelle, but yeah.
But anyway, so we're really looking forward to starting to track this new album. Oh, and then we will, and I don't necessarily consider it cheating because of the fact that like with him programming the drums on the first album, now he's backing it up by actually showing people that he can play the drums. But one of the other things that we acquired that we're going to be using along with our soon-to-be live shows, we'll be using this thing right here,
Beat,
which is called a B-Beat by Evo. And you can basically use this in place of a laptop, and you can load up to 6 backing tracks that you can then run into your soundboard, and you can, so that I'm going to be playing bass.
Well, that's just the thing. It's 6 outputs, but you can put multiple audio files on one track.
True.
So you can do, technically, it's the sky's the limit. It's just how you work it out
in the system.
What makes sense.
Right.
Where to pump that to, where to pump this to, and that kind of thing. So that's where it's a really cool system. There were other things you were going to say about it.
Well, so not only does it accept backing tracks, but it also has HDMI, so you can go out with video in sync with the songs that you've loaded on here. And we can then on our live YouTube lives here, take a pre-recorded video of me playing the bass to one of the songs we're playing in the live, and then stick it in one of the corners of the screen. And then it looks like we have a bass player, and it's just me playing the bass track to a previous take of the song, but we're just playing it live with that bass track. So it has the ability to play the audio and the video for the bass track. So, and then August, he's covering the drums. And then we'd also somehow have to fit in, I guess, a fifth square for when you do your second guitar parts.
Potentially, yeah.
So
we'll have to see about that. I mean, you can only fit so much. There might be some space in the socials section, just a little tiny square of me playing guitar.
Yeah, but still, I mean, make it like the Brady Bunch eventually. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
9 squares. So anyway, please, if you really enjoy our songs, our material, if you enjoy these little aside videos, please like and then subscribe. And if you feel so inclined to, share with people. And we just need help with getting the algorithm juiced up so that we can become more visible to more people. And the more people we become visible to, it energizes us to want to do more content. And so it becomes a symbiotic relationship. We need your energy to give us energy so we can give you more of our energy.
Exactly. So, it's a positive feedback loop.
Positive feedback loop.
Good for everybody. It's good for everybody involved.
Yep. So there's old Washington plates right there.
That was on the Focus, wasn't it?
I believe so.
I believe it was. Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, no, we're out here in rural Missouri now. Nice peace and quiet. It's complete 180 from what it was like in Tacoma. And we're enjoying it. Like I said, we've got our own 23 foot by 23 foot practice studio, recording studio, and then a video studio because we got video cameras. And so we're looking forward to bringing content to you. We've been really, really looking forward to this. We did lose steam back in last year, 2025, around April, because we were doing some lives up until that point and just making videos. And just prior to that, we had done the fire video, which is our actual, the music video for our title, or what do you call it, the debut single off the album.
Yeah, the single Fire. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out.
Go check it out. It's almost up to 500 views.
Yeah.
So
let's see if we can get that to 1,000.
Yeah, let's see if you help us get to 1,000.
Come on, you can do it.
And if you've stuck with us through this 23-minute video thus far, thank you. We do appreciate it. And again, subscribe, like, go to dogstare.com. I really need to get over there myself and work some more on that website and add some more things. I'd like to also get some merch up there too. I would like to do hats and t-shirts with the Dogstare logo or something. Maybe Richard and I will brainstorm on what we're wanting to do, as far as merchandise, maybe coffee cups or something like that. So, but we definitely want to start delivering to you folks. And there's a bunch of songs right over there on that board. That's just the tip of the iceberg too. I mean, look at all the papers there. And then I've got a binder inside that's completely full. So I probably got 200 sets of lyrics, maybe 130 to 140 actual songs with those lyrics. And I'm continuing to write more. And Richard here, he's a little bit different speed. He's more on the metal side of things, but the few things that he has produced, he's got a couple originals that he's put together, and they're together enough that it's a good representation of the song, but I'm sure he would probably want to do an actual studio clean version of it.
I definitely, all those things I have recorded, some of them I don't even like them. There's others that I do really enjoy. I do want to get an actual.
You can always rework them too.
Rework them, yeah. Actually record them the way I would want to record them. So, yeah.
But
yeah.
anyway.
Anyways, well,
Again, I'm Briscoe.
I'm Richard.
And thanks for sticking around and watching. And we will talk to you next time.
Later.
Woo! Woo!
Wow, this is awkward.
The Bluetooth stick is...
Here, you want me to just...
Sure.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.